it's Raquel Bowman here, and today I'm here sharing a layout for the April Jot Magazine mood board. This is the mood board here, and I always print it out so I've got it to refer to. And I'm going to be inspired today by the colour palette as well as this geometric design that is on this chest of drawers, which I thought was really cool. So I went looking for a cut file that had that same sort of look to it and found this one in the Paper Issues store, which I've just condensed down to a bit smaller than an 8.5 by 11. And then I've printed a photo that a selfie that I took recently that I was wanting to document, and I've gathered together a couple of different collections. I've got the Glitter Girl collection by Chanel because I thought that the bright pink in this, as well as it's got some of that yellow, it's got some of the deeper sort of pink as well as sort of black and white elements and light pink, so I thought that one would work. As well as I have the Addison collection by Bella Boulevard, which is nice and bright. It's got your black and whites as well as pretty much most of the colours that are in this colour palette. So my thought with the layout was that I was going to have my photos sort of here and then fill bits of this geometric pattern in sort of a triangular design with the pattern papers from the colour palette, and then embellish with some of the stickers and things in the collection. So that's my thoughts, and I'm going to get creating.
So I begin by getting my background sort of ready, and I adapt the cut file as I go by cutting out little sections where I wanted to have a bigger space for pattern papers. So you can see there I just cut out one of the little lines so that that black and white section formed a decent area of that cut file or backing of that cut file. I did it a little bit roughly just to get an idea for the design that I wanted, and then I trim it and glue it properly later, which you'll see. So I'm going through different papers. So I said that I had the Chanel Glitter Girl collection as well as the some of the Bella Boulevard papers. This one was a Bella Boulevard one as well, that gorgeous bright yellow. And I'm sort of tracing around the cut file to get a rough shape. As you can see there, it's not perfect, and then just cutting that out quickly. So I wanted to get a really good balance of the pink, the black and white stripe, and that yellow. So as I'm going through the papers, I'm just trying to find what I think will look best. I wanted to use a lighter pink and a brighter pink as well in the pieces that I use. So you'll see me incorporate some of the hot pink in some of the backing as well, like that little piece there, that teensy tiny triangle. And then I found this perfect embellishment that said make your dreams real. I think sometimes as mums or adults in life we tend to put ourselves last, and recently I've been thinking about things that I can do to put myself first and to really look after me, my physical health, my mental health, and make some choices that are pretty huge, but, that I'm determined to do. So this is sort of the thoughts behind this layout and the inspiration for this story. And I just wanted to incorporate some fun elements into this page as well as my journaling to document me right now, I guess. So I love the girls in this Glitter Girl collection. They are just, she looks so sassy and so confident and just the kind of, girl that we should aim to be, or lady that we should aim to be in our life, and certainly the kind of person that I want to, teach my daughter and instill in my daughter those qualities. So I'm just you can see here I'm using my powder tool applicator, and I am really doing a lot of placing. I'm not committing to anything. I'm just going through my sticker sheets, both from the Bella Boulevard ones as well as the Chamel Glitter Girl ones, and I'm just trying to find bits and pieces that I think will work on this layout. So I've created a little cluster at the back there. It all goes because I've decided to add some white cardstock behind that cut file. Does it make you cringe when I do that? I sometimes think when I go to scrapbooking props and I'm sitting next, or retreats, and I'm sitting next to someone, and I think, oh boy, they must think that I am just crazy because I'll put all of this time and effort into planning the bits and pieces that I'm doing and where I'm putting things, and then the next minute I'll push it all off and then I'll work on layers, or I'll have to back cut files like I'm doing now and pull it all off, and it's like I'm starting from scratch. But in my mind, I know where I'm going, and I know I remember, and if I don't remember, I'll take a photo where the bits and pieces are going to be going back on my page. So, yeah, now I'm up to the adhering, so I really like the design and where it was sort of going. The reason that I did grab out that white cardstock, as I started to say, was that I wanted to sort of create some dimension and depth to that cut file. So I decided to back the whole cut file, pop some foam behind all of those bits and pieces like you can see me doing now, and then put that onto white cardstock before matting it again on a pattern paper. So the foam adhesive I'm using now is a little bit thicker. It's an Express-It one, and I used to use it all the time, but I was finding that I was spending too much money on foam adhesive on my layouts, which is why I swapped to using, you know, fun foam and things like that, just to make it a bit more cost effective. So just for this cut file, because I wanted to have a really good amount of dimension, which this foam tape does give, I've used it on this layout. So I was able to cut the area where my photo is to be a little bit larger, which I really liked. And then I've also added that Make Your Dreams Real with that foam adhesive. And I'm just adding in those embellishments and those bits and pieces that I'd gathered out before and had looking all nice, and then pushed them all off. You can see, and I apologize, on this day that I was filming, I do have studio lights, and most of the time my blinds are down, but there was a stream. It was a beautiful day outside, and there was a stream of sunlight coming through between my blinds, and that's what's coming across the page right now. And I didn't realize that it was coming in, because normally I would cover it with a hand towel or something. I didn't realize it was coming in until I was putting this video together. So sorry about that, but you'll see this gorgeous sunlight coming in on this layout as I'm retelling what's going on back to you. So I really love that create, what are they called? I can't even think. When you do calligraphy, I don't know what they're called. I really love that create sort of thing at the bottom, the pen at the bottom. And I like that not only does it symbolize, you know, creating in terms of scrapbooking, but creating as in creating your life or creating your dreams, and, you know, taking steps like that, drawing out the rest of your life, I guess, or the step that you're taking. So I've popped that at the bottom and then layered that up with some tags and things. I've added some baker's twine. And then my next step, once I've done all this, and I did mention before that I was going to back that whole layout, which I did, and that was on one of the Glitter Girl papers, was to add my journaling. So basically it's just saying that sometimes we have to make choices for ourselves, to be selfish, to put ourselves first, and I'm excited for what this year will bring. So that's my journaling for this page, and I've sort of popped the journaling, I've sectioned it into two spots. One of them is just below the photo there, into the negative spaces of the cut file. I adore this cut file, and now I want to create another page with it, but I don't want it to look too similar to this one. It was just a really fun design to have. So be sure to check out the Paper Issues store. They have the most amazing cut files available ever, and I am very addicted to using them. This is the finished layout. It's all popped together, and I have added some close-ups here as well. Make sure to join in the Jot mood board for April, and thanks for watching this video. Bye everyone.